Ladies and gentlemen, it just keeps happening. The moving pieces in this interwoven puzzle continue to move at an alarmingly fast pace. And I'm tonight on my 1 hour program. I'm going to be doing my best to articulate and explain it all. Jamie's treachery, Sirocco's abandonment of the ship, the continued corruption coming from Jonathan Quayle Higgins III, and all the latest with the timepiece gentleman fiasco, the battle between him and Watch Nicholas. I'm going to be doing my best to cover it all. So if you've got a fine pipe or some type of cigar, now would be the time. Light it up, sit down, and just get comfortable. I've dropped a link if anyone would like to join and discuss these topics with me. But before we get into that, I'm just going to do a quick 40-minute warm-up game of Snake. I'll just turn the music on. Hey, Plastic.
Hey, Graham.
How are you, man?
Yeah, good, Green Room. I called you Graham for some reason. I think Green Room Graham. Yeah, it's all good.
That's all right. How are you going this evening?
Not bad. You?
Yeah, I'm all right. But I died when I added you to the stream. I got killed. I ran into a brick wall.
What are you playing?
Snake.
That seems appropriate.
So how you going, man? What's any discussion of the topics you'd like to talk about?
Not really. I'm just looking forward to. Oh, the Cowboys are playing the Raiders tonight. So
Are they?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really. Don't really like the Cowboys that much. I know I'm a Queenslander, but they are playing okay. So I might watch a bit of that later. While I'm doing Thursday night thespians.
Okay, cool. Got a $5 super chat. Koal X for Chin and his success. I think the big thing I forgot to mention in the intro was the growth of Tim the Chin.
He's the future. He's the future of YouTube. So I think we need more people that dig deep into the bowels of this place. I mean, a lot of us have got other commitments and things we have to do, so we can't spend every moment thinking about the streams and what goes on. But we need people like Chin We need people like the Fat Windbags and the Three Handers and all these guys to get across multiple streams,
Yep.
and to create drama, scuttlebutt, and have make the place a more interesting landscape.
Yeah, that's right.
So more chins, more mods, more multiple streams, more armed components of the AC3 machine. I'd like to see more channels pop up. I'd like to see more of these abandoned channels be absorbed into the AC3 network until eventually we can be streaming 24/7 with people that want to stream, blocking out everything for the main show. And of course, we can then charge people like Tim Wright and other people who are making money in other slots. We can charge them rent to keep us off the stream when they're streaming. What do you think about that?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I mean, Tim's done so much for Archie with his punishment. His punishment of Nico Leonard, the way that.
Yeah. Okay. Explain this to me, and I'll drop everything. I'll stop
Yep.
Listen. I will stop the acquisition of dead and dying streams on behalf of ACC, because that's one of my jobs I've been tasked with, to find other elite channels. Right. I will stop that, and I will stop this world domination narrative if you can explain to me what this thing is between Nico and Tim. Because if you can explain it to me in a way that benefits AC3, I'll drop everything.
Well, you don't have to drop anything, but I will explain it to you to the best of my ability.
Sure.
Okay, it all begins when Nico and Archie made the fridge deal.
Yes.
And Nico agreed to pay for 6 months.
Yes.
That was the deal, 6 months.
And then Archie stopped drinking, and then Nico and Archie going to do some stuff together.
Well, my understanding is that Nico was in a major debate during Tim's 1 hour. During Tim's big walk.
A mass debate.
Nico jumped
you could
on,
say a mass debate.
And he jumped on to say that when it came to renewing the deal, he had already paid for the full year. And the reality was that Tim went on to prove is that he had actually only paid for 6 months.
Right.
So Archie's money has not come in yet for his renewal of the fridge deal and whatever advertising is. But Tim had basically caught out Nico and and he told him about Nico's deception, that he was perhaps abusing Archie's goodwill by trying to get a free 6 months of advertisement out of him.
Well, at the moment, Archie is basking in an aura of crapulence and generosity, because he has been gifted a very, very beautiful timepiece. So at the moment, the big soft white underbelly is firmly exposed for all to see and suckle and poke and prod.
That's why people like you, Tim, and others, and other loyalists, I think, have got to look out for Archie and his needs. We've got to look or guard his increasing vulnerability because of his happiness with the Sky Dweller, So look, I hope I've explained it. I don't know if I did a good job of explaining.
I didn't even know about that. I didn't even know about that little development. I thought there was an invoice for other advertising. Oh, well, so that was the advertising, not because Nico just paid out $1,500, was it, or something for?
It was Tim and Lord to some extent, because Lord joined in that stream as well. I shouldn't forget him. I shouldn't forget to mention him as a loyalist too. It was 2.5. I'm pretty sure it was 2.5. Archie's expecting 2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah.
1,000 to come through in the coming days.
Okay, well then let's redraw the rental option. Okay, so Archie acquires another 6 streams would be ideal. Another six channels. Another 6 channels would be ideal. All running in competition with each other, and then all running in competition with competitors' networks, except for valued employees such as Tim Wright, who is at the end of the day an employee and desperately requires AC3 support, and other proven AC3 employees. So we could have a dozen, possibly up to a dozen AC3 streams, all competing for each other, all finding their own, because out of competition comes strength and performance.
Look, I'm a little bit confused. When you say competition, do you mean like with streams within the dungeon or separate YouTube channels?
Multiple channels, clone channels everywhere, just cloning and wandering like drones in the sky with weaponized drones wandering around and just streaming 24/7 and blocking out a couple of moments where certain individuals who have proven their loyalty, they will get to stream in certain time slots without any interference.
Okay, I think I get you.
Because there's only so many people that want to buy into the dungeon shtick. Now, for every time Plastic is doing an hour or 2 hour show, or Green Room is doing an hour or 2 hour show, there's a whole bunch of people who can't stand Plastic or can't stand Green Room or can't stand the other talent. They will seek out alternative viewing. But if we can make those alternative viewing arrangements somehow loyal to AC3 or part of the network, those loyalists will still tune into those other channels.
I see. So
there might be a Mike the Snake channel. There might be a channel devoted to who else? ABC might run a channel. Doc BBC, all sorts of people out there running these zombie and drone channels, and it's just a way of ensuring that the continued domination of AC3 and his wonderful family business continues throughout the streams.
Yeah, look, I'm still a bit confused. You mean you think it's a good idea for maybe... Wouldn't it make more sense the other way around, unless I'm totally hearing it wrong, which I probably am? But wouldn't it make more sense for someone like Mike the Snake, instead of having his own channel and us not rebels or streaming against Mike the Snake, wouldn't it be best if Mike the Snake showed up at, say, I don't know, 7 o'clock every morning here, and to have his big hour of power, Mike the Snake's hour of power? Wouldn't it make more sense to bring more people to the dungeon as opposed to having zombie channels that the dungeon allows and doesn't allow?
I just spent the last 7 days locked in my basement drawing up this battle plan, and now I've got to throw it all away after what you just told me. Magnificent strategy, Green Room. I've totally just what I said. Can it? Let's work on the talent we've got. Let's fill those slots. Let's work on that.
Well, hang on. We don't want to rush anything too quickly. I mean, maybe I'm just not understanding your...
Okay. The hypothesis is this. The dungeon is one channel working as a weaponized arm of the AC3 conglomeration. Now, I'm suggesting if we can keep the dungeon somehow running 24, or not even 24/7. Remember, the dungeon is very, very peculiar to the Antipodean race or people down under, because we can stream at times that suit us. Okay, we can jump on between the hours of say 6 and 10, no problem, right? An hour here, an hour there. It's easy for us because if you're working, you can come home, have your dinner, look after the kids, and then you can do an hour or so, and most people can fit it in. But there's other time zones, Green Room.
Yes.
Right? And in those other time zones, we can either have those people tuning in, logging into the dungeon, right? Which are then people that are outside of some of the admin's control, potentially could bring down the dungeon if they're bad actors, or we could harness other zombie channels and we could make them flotillas in the war on other sides of the planet.
Okay. Look, I mean, I don't dislike the idea. I'm not against the idea of a weaponized dungeon that that tactfully goes against anti-Archie streams. I like that idea.
If you just make it the dungeon and you fill it full of people around the clock, that's great too. But what if some people around the clock aren't everyone's cup of tea? So you might have people in Mike the Snake's doing his hour of power, and there's people there going, you know what, I'm not keen on this, but I really would love to listen to who else we got there? I'd rather listen to Blondie. So Blondie has her own little separate channel, right? And she runs that in conjunction with Mike the Snake. Then people are seeing, and that might be a 4-hour slot. And it might be catering to that time in the US when people haven't quite watched Archie, or they've watched Archie, and they're ready to watch something else. So you got Mike the Snake running on the dungeon. You got Blondie running on another stream that we've from another channel that we've manufactured from parts. Then people go, you know what? I'm not really keen on Blondie. I'm not really keen on Mike the Snake, but I don't want to watch anyone other than someone who's loyal to AC3. So. Doc BBW is drifting around in his own warship channel. I'll listen to that. So now we've got 3 AC3 loyalist channels, all streaming at the same time in the North American time zone, catering to every possible desire. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's like Amazon affiliates. It's what it's like. It's like Amazon affiliates. Same thing. Multiple affiliates, all selling the same Kool-Aid, ultimately kicking back to the same family business who we volunteer our time to support because he's the one and only AC3.
I think we'll just do this super chat. Batwin Bag Ben, £10. All hail the pontiff. Okay, my critique of this plan, which I do like, is that
it's like Russian dolls. Just get smaller and smaller and smaller. It's a bit like Russian dolls. You know, like you got each time zone. You have multiple talent targeting the same time slots, but all kicking back to the one broadcaster. It's just like affiliates. It's like affiliate networks kicking back to Fox, affiliate networks kicking back to CNN or whatever. You know, it's just like that. Okay? So
I like the idea later down the line. I think in the meantime, I'd rather get who we can on this stream. I'd rather strengthen. I just feel if we do that too quickly, we're overextending. I like the idea just later on. Ideally, we could get people like Dodger back. I'd like to get Dodger back, you know.
Oh, he'll come back. No doubt.
So.
Same as Soroka. They'll come back.
Yep.
Of course they will.
Now, what do you guys in the chat have to say? I'm going to drop the link yet again.
Have we got any talkers in the chat? Anyone actually jumps on streams?
You hear that Sovereign got promoted?
Excellent.
Good to know.
I can't read that. Can you read that out to me? I haven't got my glasses.
Yes. Pal Wee. Plastic O'Toole Reverend. of Ron Bean promoted to a sir. The cult leaders gather the cult leads gather even greater powers. The ask from my cult leaders becomes a greater burden. I go forth a disciple spreading good word.
Thank you, Powie. You know, sitting here in my ivory tower, surveying the landscape in preparation for the new holy wars that will be coming thy, and getting ready to ring the bell for AC3. I often wonder, Green Room, are we doing enough? Are we doing enough to protect the landscape from other channels? And I must tell you one thing, Green Room. Despite what people say about Watch Nicholas, he always paid his respect to Archie and acknowledged him as a pontiff and respected him. That for that reason, as well as the fact that he is a pure entertainment machine and in my opinion, a genius, I respect and admire his channel. And
very consistent.
If he has taken down TPG, then he is indeed a loyal soldier, albeit a loose cannon on the fringes, helping independent contractor, helping. So in that way, I salute him.
Well, I do too, but you got to ask yourself the question: did Watch Nicholas, bring down TPG, or did TPG bring down TPG, or was it a mix?
It
just seems like, yep.
As they often say, it was probably a little bit from column A and a little bit from column B.
Because it just seems like TPG and I think Paul Thorpe to some extent have made big mistakes when it comes to dealing with trolls. Or a big mistake is to talk about them. I think that's the number one, is just to give them attention. And both Paul Thorpe and TPG have done that. You think they would know that you're not meant to do that, but TPG certainly has done everything he can to give attention to Watch Nicholas. He had 400 people. He had over 400 people watching his stream today. Over 400.
Yeah, that's great.
So good for him. But I'm just saying, if TPG had given no attention to him at all by making videos about him, I don't know if anyone would be watching him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I watched him a month or so ago, and there was about 300 to 400 in the chat. So no, I saw a couple of mega streams there. So no, he's been able to do it.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's just entertainment. You can't tell one man what he is allowed or not allowed to be entertained by. And we don't watch YouTube no one takes this stuff seriously.
No, certainly not.
It's all entertainment. If you do take it seriously, you got fucking rocks in your head. Everyone knows that. I mean, even AC3 doesn't take this shit seriously. He loves to laugh at it also. Yeah, the serious business is the business. The rest of it is shits and giggles.
So, what's next for the Timepiece Gentleman? What do you think? Are we going to be seeing him in the future, or is he going to disappear? What do you think is going to happen?
He got bought out, so he might do another venture. Maybe he'll look at other options, or maybe he'll just relaunch again. I mean, the guy's obviously got talent. I mean, he's a good YouTube performer, and for one, I subscribed and was a fan of the content. I enjoyed watching the show. It was entertaining. I don't watch anything on YouTube that isn't entertaining. Otherwise, if you did that, you'd be fucking crazy, right?
Mm.
So I'm sure he can find. But the thing is, Green Room, as we know, and Archie's always told us this, there's not a lot of money in just videos.
Correct.
There's money in super chats, as people have found out in the last couple of years. There's a certain amount of money in sponsorships. But in my opinion, this whole business is a bit of a what they call a zero-sum game or gain. Is that the word? Zero-sum.
I think so.
What's that? Where if you do take more money from certain people, I don't think you grow the pie. I think you're just taking money out from other people. So I just don't think that the YouTube space can handle too many profitable watch channels. My very humble opinion. Archie's is probably the most profitable live streaming channel by far. He's certainly the most profitable live streaming channel in Australia. That's a fact. So I think, and I think that's the key takeaway, is that there's not that much of a pie to go around, and people think they can grow the pie. Well, I think they're wrong. I think you've got to take each slice for yourself and greedily try to take other slices from other people.
So you think it's going to be? I mean, I think Marcelo was someone that who was, he felt that there's only roughly 1,000 people involved in this whole community thing.
Yeah,
he was saying something like that, and
yeah.
he felt that
he forgot about Venn diagrams. He forgot about Venn diagrams. But the problem with Marcelo is Marcelo's channel with Marcelo is not that interesting. Marcelo's channel is a lounge for people to come and hang out and talk shit was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Marcelo jettisoning his talent was a fucking stupid idea. And Marcelo forgot the concept of Venn diagrams, where they intersect and a certain number of audiences do go to other streams. But at the end of the day, there's not a huge growth in super chat revenue as a totality of the pie. The pie is limited. And as someone new starts super chatting, someone often walks away. Now, there are a number of super chatters over the years who've gone from one stream to another, and they go back to other streams or they leave altogether. And I can't think of the top of my head, but we know there's some super chatters we don't hear from anymore, and some that bob up on other streams, but there's certainly not a lot of super chatters that throw copious amounts of money at every stream. So in that regard, Marcelo had a bit of a point in that regard. But unfortunately for Marcelo, he's got a boring channel now has zero content.
Well, yeah, he seemed to think that this community has issues when it comes to inviting new people in. I remember he was saying that. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we might. Okay. How many live streams does TGV run for super chats?
None, to my knowledge. Does he stream? I don't know. None.
So if he's got 100,000 subs or whatever he's got, surely they'd all super chat and he'd be a very rich man, right? I rest my case.
There you go. Yeah. Do you think? I mean, what do you think are some ways that we could get, new people involved in this community that could lead to even more money for Archie?
Archie has to keep going on other streams. The only way for Archie to bring fans and old fans back to his channel is to go on other streams.
Is it just other streams, or does he need to go viral in perhaps some type of TikTok video or
He
some
doesn't
type
work.
of?
He doesn't do shit for free, and he's a very lazy man when it comes to his downtime. So in his downtime, he's well, not lazy, but he's certainly not going to work outside of the hours he delegates his work hours, is he? He'll do his couple of hours a day, and then he'll do a little bit of work with his family. He'll do some work to get his house sort of straightened out when he's got, tradies that are fucking ripping out his walls, or he might need to get his beamer service. He's got life,
What happened with the bees? He brought back the big piece of tree filled with bees in it.
Well, those are native bees.
There?
They're native bees, so they don't bite.
Yeah, but like as in within the past week, we're talking about those bees. He brought this big thing of bees. You see that?
Didn't see the episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the question is, perhaps it's not what can Archie do. It's not what can Archie do for himself to perhaps go viral or increase his popularity. But how can we do something for Archie to make him go viral without him necessarily doing anything?
Remember, his business model is based on volunteers and sycophants. So volunteers and sycophants who are groveling and desperately trying to get close to him to further their own YouTube careers. That's his business model. So now, don't fuck with a good thing. So either look for more sycophants or look for more volunteers. And I can't volunteer forever. Like, this is a big week because of the ship needs to be manned, but I'm not the permanent solution, and neither is a number of other people, because we've got commitments outside of these hours. So we need people from the audience. We need the people like Fat Windbag Ben. We need the people like Three Hander. We need the loyalists and the soldiers in the chat to start dusting off their microphones and jumping on the stream. We would need those guys in the streams, talking to the panelists, talking to the audience. That's what we need.
Can someone Watch Nicholas to join the Archie stream?
If anyone is familiar with Watch Nicholas, he doesn't acknowledge when he's working. He doesn't acknowledge any other stream than the one he's focusing on, and he doesn't like any comment or talk about other streams in his chat. And he doesn't like. There's actually a chart of rules if you go through and look on his site, and it's if you just got to follow his rules. So he won't acknowledge that invitation because it has been made. He won't respond to that invitation, and he most certainly won't take up that invitation.
I think Archie needs some solid high production value videos about watches on his main channel.
No, what he needs is he needs all these mods. He needs all these mods to start coming on streams and having a chat. Because we all started as people in the audience, we all started as trolls, I've had a spanner, I've done all that shit. But at some point, you got to step up and jump on and create content. Okay? I'm just going to say it once, and I'm done fucking pussyfooting around. But this channel, every fucking channel, if you want to be Lord AC3, pick up the mic, jump on and talk shit. That'll help the channel know it, especially when Alex comes on. We need people on there to talk with Alex. That's getting too late for me because I've got to start getting the kids to bed. But until that time, I'll jump on, have a chat with you. Until the missus gets mad, I can have a chat to you. I can jump on and get loaded for Thursday night's Thespians and tomorrow night, Friday night Freaks. I can do a half hour to an hour there. But other people in the chat, talking it up and telling everyone how fucking law they are, jump on the stream. There's your answer.
Don't know if I 100% agree with it.
What's that?
It's like I partially like it, but not completely.
Why? Next man up, mate. Next man up. Someone goes down, next man up. You put yourself in the position to be a mod or an admin, next man up. You got to step up into the breach. You got to fill the breach. You know, that's just fucking. Then someone else will step up and become a mod. That's the way it's got to work. Next man up. It's a fucking. It's business for Archie, and we're trying to, you know, protect and further his interests. And you can't do that by people constantly just scrounging for content. We need willing volunteers.
You look at the introduction of social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Instagram, you look at Facebook. I think it's messing with people's attention span. You look at dating apps. You're only given a short amount of time to process a piece of information. So I mean, look, I love the idea of a stream like this that's 24/7 or whatever, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to result in direct growth for Archie, because it's a very long form. It's a very long form of.
Hey, ABC.
Good night, mate.
Hey, man.
Hey, brother. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on. Here's a man that always fucking puts the hours in. He's a legend, absolute legend.
You guys are legends, man. How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. You going to come on later on tonight for Thursday Night Thespians?
I can come on for a bit. I've got.
That's about 8 o'clock. We're just trying to warm up the audience a bit there for Alex. So what we're trying to do, ABC, is if we can get people to sort of run a little show starting at about 8. Alex is normally due to come on about 9, and then he can just slide. I spoke to AC3 about this, that he can just slide into the show that's sort of hopefully doing okay. That takes pressure off him, and he can just work on his interactions and not have to worry about building up that, you know, the crowd at the start. And then he can just sort of maintain it and work on his interactions, get to know the people in the chat, and hopefully encourage people in the chat to jump on the stream and chat and talk, you know. Is
he interested in watches?
Doesn't have to be. That's AC3's edict. He doesn't have to be interested in the watches. He's not. He wants Alex to just grow into into commentating, interacting, engaging, and all the other stuff will come later. You know, as he starts to get more interest in the audience, and the audience will discuss their interests. A lot of that stuff will obviously revolve around watches, and Alex will probably start to learn a few things, and then he might start asking some more questions about that. So I don't think AC3 really cares that he's in or not interested in watches.
He's got the perfect mentor, hasn't he, for watches?
Yeah. So we're hoping that you know. Well, Archie was hoping that Sirocco, Sovron, Jamie Opulence would mentor Alex a bit more, but there's been obviously a bit of disruption this week. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. Look, we love those guys. They're all good guys who put in hours, and they're all, you know, you can never question their loyalty and support of Archie. So, anyone who says otherwise is a bit out of line, in my opinion, because those guys have put in countless hours and also put their money where their mouth is. So I think this thing will blow over, and hopefully those guys will come back.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
we're just talking about getting people to come on and talk willingly on the stream. Well, the guys that do come on, get the shits and go away for a while. We shouldn't just discount those guys, because they should, you know, they probably will come back. So, you know, we should hold a little bit of respect for them, you know.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So, Green Room, are you getting rid of that Rolex?
Yeah, Yeah, it's
not feeling it.
It's haunted. It's unlucky.
Oh, come on.
It's probably nothing
hey,
but
you too,
misery.
Ben. Happy Easter too, mate.
So, look, the point I was getting at is that our attention span, I think, as a group of as a race, as the human race, is decreasing as a result of intense social media presence in our lives. So whilst I love the idea of a 24/7 chat room,
Yeah, but you base that on what?
just let me finish.
No.
If someone really wanted to do something for Archie, perhaps they need to think outside of the box, and instead of come on and talk for 1 hour every day, maybe they need to think, what's something I can produce for Archie that'll last for 10 seconds, that will get people involved, that will attain and attract new viewers.
Okay.
I mean, look, I love the idea. I'm not against the idea of.
I want to say one thing about that. I want to say one thing about that. There's a percentage of people that can do that sort of thing, can create that sort of content. Of that percentage, then there's a percentage of those people that would be interested in doing something or who have even heard of Archie or want to do something for Archie. And then from that, you've got a percentage of people who actually can be bothered to make that particular bit of content. I couldn't do it. I don't know. I mean, I know you could probably do a green room. I'm not sure if ABC could do it. I'm not sure if Bear could do it. Although he does put out videos, so he's probably got some ability to make some viral videos. Now, if Tim can do it, is Tim doing it for his channel already? Because he would be the perfect person to think, is Tim already doing it? Because he's up to date with all that sort of stuff.
He is.
So if that's happening, or where is it? Who's doing it? Or is there that many people that actually can do it or who want to do it for AC3? So I know what you're saying, it'd be great. But the most simple form of entertainment AC3's got, and the most easiest thing for people to volunteer, is to just jump on, in my opinion, and just talk.
Well, a lot of people find that really difficult to do. It's a really difficult thing for a lot of people to jump on and talk in front of an audience. It's probably just as hard as doing a video editing from a certain point of view.
It's one of the things. I understand what you're saying.
But I encourage anyone to have a go at doing either. So.
We could run reruns of shows to fill those spots. I mean, if you could get 8 hours of content a day, you could run that 8 hours.
The punters hate reruns. Punters hate reruns.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I've done no market research to know what they do and don't like. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I haven't done that market research or any studies to tell me what people do not like, who cannot make TikTok videos. I don't know. It's all unknown to me. All I know is that, when I first jumped on a stream, I was nervous. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I still don't. But what I learned was it just doesn't really matter. And if you just don't care about making a few mistakes and saying the wrong thing, and who fucking cares? No, I don't think anyone really is going away stewing or thinking about anything we say. Put it that way.
Now you're king of the piss takes.
I'm not sure about that. I think Green Room has definitely taken the mantle there. I think Green Room is a genius. In Bear's own words, he is a modern day horological Andy Kaufman. And now that he's...
Green Room's very understated. You are a bit more out there in terms of the piss takes.
Yeah, possibly.
And Green Room's very modest.
Yeah, and you've got to be quite intelligent to understand his humour. Plastic, we cater for everyone with that in your face, just making fun of people. It's quite bad when you think of it, but it's all in good jest.
It's all in good fun. There's certain rules we don't cross. There's certain lines we don't cross.
So. Don't take yourself so seriously, because we don't.
No.
Nothing wrong with being an introvert. Nothing wrong with that. Green Room.
True, very
No.
true.
What was I going to say? Look,
Hey guys,
hey man,
Good to see you, Ben.
happy Easter, guys.
You too,
Excited
mate.
times. I'm finally home. Very excited
man,
about
what the fuck? What the fuck happened at the Easter show? You hear about that?
No.
that. Nah, man. What's happened? Tell me.
Oh, some guy got stabbed at the bloody
Yeah.
showground.
Over
Yeah.
over what? A show
Some guy
bag.
got killed. Some guy got killed. They were fighting for the
No.
Rolex show bag.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now they didn't want to shoot the show bag. They wanted the Rolex. No, I don't know. It was.
There's no Rolex show bag. It was about
there's
the
no Rolex show bag.
over that beetle bag, is it?
The beetle bag?
A birdie
No,
beetle.
no.
A birdie beetle.
Mate, no one
$3
fights
bag.
over the birdie beetle bag. That's like the go-to. That's the first bag you get. There's thousands of those bags. I think they'd be fighting over probably the limited edition, Power Rangers or whatever the latest fucking thing is,
I can't
Swatch
believe-
bag.
I can't believe there's no Coca-Cola or Pepsi bag. What's it about?
Mm.
Ridiculous. Big letdown.
Yeah, it is a bit of a letdown, actually.
Isn't
You're
it?
right.
Like the Coke,
Maybe
the
because
Coke
the
bag
tins. No,
the
you
Coke
know
bag
what
was
it
a
is.
cool bag. That was a
You know
cool
what it
bag.
is because it's the transport cost. It's everything they got to put into those bags. They got to ship those things around the country. That's why most of those bags are full of really light, basically, confectionaries and things. They're not really, heavy or anything
Maybe
that's
it's
going to cause
well,
any.
Maybe it is the weight, but the cans are Coke and stuff, and Diet Coke and Zero.
They used to do the little. Do you remember the little Tetra? The little Sunny Boy. Do you remember the Sunny Boy show bag? You guys old enough to remember the Sunny Boy show bag?
Yeah, I'm old enough. It's the chippies, the chips.
Yeah. Sam Boy and Sunny Boy, or whatever it was. They had the.
Yeah,
they
Sunny
had
Boy.
the Yeah, and they had the triangular shape, ice lolly that you put in the freezer, and then they also had the chips. I think some Sam Boy chips. It was a good one. Good show bag.
They were the best.
They were good. Anyhow, Green Room, from my limited intellect, that was my solution. Is just if people want to help create or see content, then maybe more people should think about creating content. And if it means going out and sculling 6 cans of beer to get the Dutch courage, just do it. But if you don't want to do it, I fully respect that as well. Okay, but I think
If you don't want to do it, just super chat. Just super chat. If you don't want to do either of
Just
those,
super
those
chat.
things, we'll accept
Yeah,
money. We
super
will
chat.
accept money. That's fine.
save money. But I still think I would love to see Fat Windbag Ben and Three Handed. I've said this to Fat Windbag Ben before. I'd love to see him on the chat talking about his watch collection. I'd love to see Three Handed on there because those guys have been around now for so long and they've done so many hours in as mods and they've seen it all. They would be fantastic guys to have on the panel, even if they just come on for 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, a bit of a daily or weekly security roundup. This is what this is what we found this week, guys. It's the security roundup with Fat Windbag Ben. This is what we found. Watch out for this. This was said, blah, blah, blah. And that just creates a whole hand grenade of drama for the following week as well. I'd love it if those guys would jump on.
Like a wrap up of the week.
A wrap up, a security wrap. Security wrap, I think that would be outstanding. And then Chin the Chin, come on more often. He was in the chat today.
He's very good.
So Chin could come on now, Chin, if you want to jump on. Okay.
I've spoken to Chin before on the phone.
Yeah, he's an interesting chap. He's actually got a really, really wicked sense of humor. He's a very funny guy.
Guys, I've got to jump off. I've got a call in about 5 minutes, but I'll keep an eye on what's happening
ABC,
on
it's been great to talk to you, ABC. I really miss you, man, and hope to catch up with you soon.
Get the CNC machines, man.
See you, man. Bye.
Yeah. Strays left.
No. Yeah, good to see
Oh,
you.
I-
on the
Guys,
show.
I'm going to be wrapping
agree.
up in 5 minutes. I'm going to be ending this stream in 5 minutes. I do my 1 hour, whatever this 1 hour thing is.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's that postic. Are you doing something after this?
Yeah, Thursday
it-
night,
is it
Thespians. Thursday
it
night,
8 or 7?
Thespians. What's it say?
I don't know.
Just double check, make sure I did it right. What's it say?
8. Yeah, you're going on 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
an
8
hour and
o'clock.
5 minutes.
Try and get a bit of crowd warm up, and then hand it over to the young fella. So if anyone's on there, great. Come on, have a chat with me. if anyone's not, I'll probably just watch footy in the background and just acknowledge the chat. So it's all good. Either way, there'll be something rolling. So, and I'd like to say Sovereign will be on with me. I can't guarantee it because there's a few things afoot, which may or may not be disclosed during that show. So stay tuned. And of course, tomorrow night, a green room is Friday Night Freaks
Yes.
at 8 o'clock. So I don't know if you want to hold off on the 6 o'clock and just jump straight on into the 8 o'clock Friday Night Freaks. We'll try and get a bit of a buzz for the young bloke.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
All right.
Has it been an hour? I just got home, literally got home, unpacked, and here I am.
Yeah.
And we're closing.
Yep. We're wrapping up, guys.
We're back on at 8. We're back on at 8 because I've got to go have dinner with the family. So we're back on at 8.
Oh, an hour. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, no worries. That's fine.
So I'd love to have you, Ben, as a guest on Thursday Night Thespians.
Thespians. Sounds good.
Is it Thespians or Thespians?
Either or.
I probably prefer to watch a couple of Thespians than Thespians anyway. So.
Anything that ends with lesbians is good by me.
Love it. All right, thanks Green Room for running the show, and it's good to have a bit of engaging chat. A bit of controversy, some ideas. We're all pulling in the same direction.
Yeah.
We've determined that Tim is now the side link to the AC3, and that his times shall be partitioned by any future war machine exercises. That's come down from Green Room, which means it's probably come from the top. And I'm happy to go with those orders. Okay.
Super chat.
We'll do a quick super chat. $5 from JT. Hope we get to see more of Green Room's impression of a highly disappointed AC2. That's Archie's father. What are we going to do about my son? That's right. Yeah, I just want to apologise to everyone that came in. I didn't really get to discuss all the big drama topics.
You always come back at 8 o'clock. You always come back at 8.
8 o'clock, lesbians. Sounds pretty good.
Help warm up the crowd for Alex.
Alex is coming.
Yeah, so Alex comes on at 9, and what we're trying to do is create a bit of content and a little bit of a crowd for him. So when he comes in, it's a little bit less daunting, because he's learning. Learning the family business,
Sure. Alex is AC4, correct?
Yeah, the oldest. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, look, I'd like to see the dungeon do well. I'd like to see people on it semi-routinely. I'd also like to see Archie have a more of a slicker, editing video style. It's a little bit more.
But you're critiquing yourself because you are the editor.
Don't you do the intro and outro, Gregory?
Yeah, you are the editor.
You're the talent.
I'm talking about Archie's main channel. I'd like to see
get on the payroll.
Make it a bit more approachable for younger people to get into the humour that is Archie, because having ads at the beginning of videos. I mean, I've seen them so many times. I just think it might be a bit more smarter for him to.
Guys, got to bounce.
Okay.
Dinner time. I'll talk to you later. See you, Ben. See you, Green Room.
See you, man.
See you, mate. Green Room, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I saw a couple of times Archie try to give you a few dollars, for your service and for your time in editing, especially that intro, which is amazing, by the way. Very, very good. I always get my head wobble. How come you don't want to, no one's watching, how come you don't want to take those dollars? I mean, it's just a small amount. Can I ask why?
I kind of don't like, as Archie's son said yesterday, is that when you do a deal with Archie, there are always strings attached. So, whatever I do for, Archie has leverage over me because he got a discount for me. he got a little bit of a discount. Not a little discount, a good discount on this watch. So he'll always have that over me. So I just like to do it for the sake of doing it.
And that's respectful. That's respectful.
Yeah.
The pontiff is the pontiff. I think that's really respectful to get a few dollars, and I think it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, that win bad bad. Hey man.
Yeah, I probably should read the super chats. JB, great job, fellas. Thank you. So, look, I feel that Archie's main channel, I feel that his videos should be a bit shorter, a bit more refined, and I think that might be a way for make them a bit more accessible to people that might be passing by, which could result in a lot more money for him.
You mean
getting involved in the stream?
Yeah, well, a lot of people. I mean, I've been away for a few weeks. Just got home an hour ago. It's hard to catch up on 3 hours.
Very.
With a live stream, but most of his videos are about 10 minutes, aren't they? He normally keeps it to on the main channel, so that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but they're filled with ads, and I think look, if I had it my way, I'd cut down.
Yeah, of course. I
Because
think
there's bits of gold. There's bits of gold. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, the views would go up if they were shorter, for sure. I mean, 10 minutes is okay, but if it's like a 20-minute on his main channel, I mean, it's hard to keep up. It's very hard, and people in the community, I think, would watch smaller videos on the main channel. I mean, the 3-hour live streams is I think they're very good. Hard if you're not watching them live, it is hard to catch up. I normally
There's certainly a niche. There's certainly a demand for them.
For sure, absolutely.
Able to get more, but maybe to get more people in the door to begin with, to just to check it out. You want to have shorter videos on the main channel that are more attention grabbing.
I think also you could push the live streams more. I mean, who was it?
Yeah,
Lord.
well, he doesn't advertise the live stream enough. That's what I also think. I think that's probably the biggest issue of the lot.
Even Lord, he didn't know until December that he had the live stream channel, and how long did he watch the main channel? I mean, how many people don't know about the live streams? He never really advertises it on his Archie Luxury or the Paul Pluta channel, and that's something. I mean, I don't know, might be worth doing an outro or an intro, saying these are the channels, and obviously mentioning the Horology Dungeon as well. But it's all good. Are you headed out today? Are you Green Room, or are you just having a bit of a break?
Well, I'm just trying to do just 1 hour every time.
Keep it short. Sure.
Keep it very short.
All good.
Okay, then. I think we're going to be back in an hour with Plastic Show. So, goodbye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Oh, fuck, where's the outro? Where the fuck is it? Oh, shit, I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Oh.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring